Hello again, everybody. It's Todd Staruch, the horror nerd, here at the Horror Sideshow Flea Market in Allentown, Pennsylvania. I love these smaller events because they're a little more contained. I have a lot of time to spend with the people who are here. I get to talk to everybody in a little more detail. I was very excited to know that the guest I'm about to spend a few minutes with was going to be here today, just because I'm close to one of the productions that she was in. A recent movie called Bitter Souls, directed by a good friend of mine, Tom Ryan, also starring Michael Hargrove. Avaryana Rose. Avaryana, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Very, very excited and grateful to be here. It's my first ever con, so...
Really? So this is your first horror convention?
Yes, first one.
Awesome. Well, hopefully we weirdos don't turn you off to it and you're like, yeah, not coming back.
I'm also a weirdo, so...
Okay, I like you already. So, as I mentioned, Tom Ryan, who you worked with in Bitter Souls, is a good friend of mine. So, I had heard a lot about the production. When he told me about it, and then I made the announcement with him that Michael Hargrove was going to be in it. And I admit, I had to stalk you because I didn't know much about you. And then I went and found out, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. So, tell us a little bit about your experience on the movie. What any particular challenges, any particular memories?
So right now I'll just say it was my first time in Pennsylvania and it was a blast. I had so much fun filming with everybody. Everyone on set just got so close super fast, like super family feeling. Everyone's messing with each other. We're all saying jokes, laughing. Over the time that I spent with everyone, we really got so close-knit. We were sharing meals together. I mean, it was a blast. It was a blast. And I really, really had so much fun.
And I'll tell you what, it comes across on screen. It looks like you were enjoying yourself in the movie.
Awesome.
And I don't want to give anything away. I want people to see the movie, But towards the climax, right, when you have some action scenes and some fighting, it really looked fun. Do you have any sort of formal fight training or stunt training or anything? Because it looked like you were pretty natural at it.
Thank you. Yes, I have. I used to have a bodyguard. His name is Jesse. He would teach me all the things I needed to know, and obviously he did a really good job, so all my thanks goes to him. I mean, my parents put me in Taekwondo when I was like 5, so I guess that also might have done it, but for the most part, yeah, I have him to thank.
Cool. That's why I hope this interview goes well so you don't beat me up. Now, Bitter Souls, obviously a horror thriller.
Yes.
Are you, and I always love to ask this question of people that act in horror movies, are you yourself a horror movie fan?
100%, yes.
Usually it's about 50-50.
Really?
Some people are like, well, look, it was a gig. I auditioned, I got a gig, and it happened to be a horror movie. So what's your go-to horror movie?
Okay, it's one that not many people know. It's called Pure. It's on Hulu, and it's kind of like a religious horror movie. So beautifully done, so well executed. The location's beautiful. The actors are wonderful. It's just chef's kiss.
So that is now I know you're young because that's a fairly recent movie. Most people say The Exorcist or Jaws or something. I'm like,
I like to be different.
Pure. I'm like, oh, that's a good one though. That's a good call.
Yeah, it came out in 2019, so right before COVID hit, and I've watched it probably about, I want to say at least 5 times, probably more than that.
So what made you decide to get into acting? Because I was joking when we talked before about me, checking in, your background and everything, as an influencer, a model, etc. What made you say, hey, I think I want to go into acting?
So I started out in modeling, and very soon after that, I was like, okay, I've been doing this for a few years. Let's try something new, something different, something fresh. So I had a friend at the time who was like, come join me on this acting project. I mean, there's no lines you have to worry about. It's all facial expressions. So I went on it and I did it, and it's a web series on YouTube. So it's called Dark Echoes. My episode is The Babysitting Nightmare, I think it's called. But it was just a really good first experience. It was an overnight shoot, so it was a lot of fun.
Awesome. So is Bitter Souls your first feature?
No, absolutely. I've done acting since 2020, so it's been 5 years now. I've done lots of features. If you want to check out my IMDb, it's Avaryana Rose. I have all my credits on there, anything anything and everything that I've ever done. But soon after I started acting, I fell in love with it, as most actors do. So.
Awesome. Now, you mentioned having fun and laughing and clowning
Yes.
around on set, and having done many, many projects with Tom, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
And it seemed like every night after a shoot, or I should say in the morning, because you shot a lot at night, he'd call me up. He'd be like, dude, you're not going to believe what happened last night.
Yes.
You know, so
Yes.
he told me stories. Do you have a particular memory or story or anecdote from the shoot that you would like to share with us?
Yeah.
That you can share with us. Let's put it that way.
I'll put it this way. So there's may or may not be a scene in the movie where I am laying in a very, very cold stream. And let me just tell you, it was like 40 degrees out. I had this little dress on. I was in this water that had to be like, I don't know, 50 degrees. Cold. Freezing. And I had to lay there maybe dead, I don't know, for like 15 minutes straight. And come to find out, I had no idea. A little like field mouse ran right by my head. So I like to share that little story.
That's one of the tamer things that I heard. I heard that there were some incidents with like locals interfering and stuff. So
Yeah.
I like, I was supposed to be a part of it, but then work got in the way and I couldn't be on set, and I feel like I missed out on everything.
Yeah.
So, awesome. So one last question: what new projects do you have coming up that you can share with us, and tell everyone how they can follow along with your career?
Yeah, absolutely. So very recently, I've been dabbling in writing scripts and producing. So right here, actually, I have Spirit Springs that is set to come out in just a few months. We got picked up by distribution, so that's really exciting.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. I helped write that one, and me and my lovely boyfriend Tristan Green are in the process of writing a new script set to film here in Pennsylvania, in Scranton. It's based on a theater called The Ritz. It's going to be a murder mystery type thing, and super, super excited for it.
I look forward to that. I was at the Ritz for one of the screenings of Bitter
Yeah.
Soul, so that's a cool place.
It's an amazing location.
Make a great location.
Yeah.
Awesome. Avaryana, thank you so much for a
Thank
few
you.
minutes of your time. I'm not saying this because you're standing here. I enjoyed your performance in the movie, and I just like the movie a lot. It's a cool story, cool scenes and stunts and acting, and it was really cool. So I wish you much success with that and all your future
Thank you.
projects.
Thank you.
All right. Avaryana Rose, everybody, here at the Pennsylvania version of the Horror Sideshow Flea Market. Make sure you follow her along. She's an awesome up-and-coming young actress, and support indie horror. This is Todd Struch, the Horror Nerd, signing off. We will see all of you in the next interview.